Welcome back, Book Dragons. I'm Kay, and I'm here with my hosts, Joe and Deb. Tonight, we are celebrating a different genre and diving into the world of comics. I'm thrilled to have the creative team of Midnight Comics with us tonight. They're going to tell us all about their newest project. Hi, everybody.
So much fun. I don't think I've opened a comic in a very, very long time.
We'll have to now.
Mm-hmm.
You should do a comic a day. Just
Yeah. A comic a day to keep
Yeah,
the doctor away.
exactly.
So, why don't you start with yourself and introduce everybody? Tell us a little bit about you guys.
Okay. Hi, my name is Mimi Stencils. I am an intern from Midnight Comics. I tend to do concept art. We are team 3. So we have Artsy Vibes, aka CC. We have We'll Be Watching, which is Lord of the Culture. And we also have Haikucifer. What they did in Midnight Comics, Artsy Vibes, and We'll Be Watching, they were a part of the blog team. So that's what they started to do. But also with our personal project, they were the writers for Carteros and for Ku, which is Haikucifer. She is also a concept artist, and me and Ku were artists for our comics that we did under Midnight Comics. How did you guys?
That was great.
Okay.
You did great.
Yeah.
So tell us about the latest project.
Take it away, Cece.
You're doing great.
So, Power of Terra is a short story that basically is Pokemon Go if it was real and it went real wrong. It follows 3 kids, Star, Darnell, and Evan. Evan is into this game that is kind of like Pokemon Go. It's called Titan Snatch. And he decided he wanted to catch this legendary Titan, but they had to sneak out the house and be in the middle of nowhere, and nothing went right ever since.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. If you guys have your cover art is on Instagram, right?
Yes.
Yeah. If you guys have not seen that, go check it out. It's amazing. Who
The
was
address? Sorry, what's the username?
it's Mimi Stencil.
_ stencils. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Luckily, we're all collaborators, so it'll send you to my page or honestly anyone on the team's page. So I say check out my page just to be able to check out everyone else's page.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Is it digital or hand? Or both?
It's going to be both.
Mm-hmm.
Our Kickstarter is fully funded for the project, which includes 2 other teams and their books. But there's still time to donate if you want to, and you'll be able to pick up a physical copy or a digital copy, or both if you feel really frisky.
Well, congratulations on getting that funded. There's some fun
Yeah.
of those.
Chad was on like a week before and it wasn't funded yet. And then before I could even reach out to anybody, it was funded. I was like, heck yeah, that's amazing.
Wow.
Oh.
In a
We
week's time.
really appreciate all the support because it was a lot, I will say. I think everyone, not just my team, but the other 2 teams as well. It was just a bunch of pull and push and pull, just reaching out to one another just to make sure you can just reach your audience and see if they can vibe with the message that that they have when it comes to the comic, and if it's relatable perhaps, or if it's intriguing. And putting yourself out there is just really nerve-wracking.
Yeah. So I have no clue about comics or like what all goes into that. Where does your budget go towards? Like, I know narrators, but how do you make your comics come to life?
I think Ku would be good at explaining it because Ku had prior experience with creating comics.
Yeah. It's so funny because it's like kind of a loaded question. Like, because the best way to do comics is just to do comics, and that's like such a non-answer, but that is that's like the truth. Um, But yeah, you need, first you got to start with an idea, and traditionally in other spaces, not just the Midnight Comic space, where we're like, this was a team building experience. You would usually need like somebody to sketch the page, and then to like just to get the foundation and line art the page to clean it up, and maybe color it, put effects. There's even like a job for someone who's like lettering, like putting the speech bubbles on it. And of course the writer is just as important. And like that budget could be anything, and that's even before we're just talking about like having a comic in your hand and getting it printed. So like the process of getting it going is like it was good for us, I feel, because we got the chance to kind of see each and everything happen, and we weren't kind of preoccupied by like what the specific budget of the comic was. We're doing like a team exercise as opposed to any one of us having like the main idea and being like, this is my comic. I'm gonna seek out artists and writers to like pay to create a comic. And I think that was kind of a pretty special thing for this particular situation. I hope I answered that question. I had a lot of thoughts about it.
How many are there in the team?
There are 3 teams, and
3 teams.
we had 5 people.
Mm-hmm.
I think the other teams also had 5 people at some point as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all of us had 2 artists and 3 writers. I think that's how it all was going.
It kind of like varied for some groups because some people had like 3 artists and some people had 2 writers, but I think it was just a matter of like if they had the skill set and if they wanted to pitch in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would agree.
So everybody fit in where they fit in best.
Mm-hmm.
We were all like pulled randomly into, like, they drew our names and was like, okay, well, that's team 1 and this is team 2, and oh, these are the last names. This is team 3. So it wasn't like we got to pick either. It was random.
Oh,
It was kind of neat, I think. So I feel like
yeah.
I ended up working with people we might have not ever worked with in this capacity, like before.
Did you guys know each other beforehand?
No.
No.
Total
No.
strangers.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, so how did everybody get along? Did we all get along really well?
We're doing great first.
Yeah. I think you have to be. You
We
have to be
got
to create something
along
like that.
quite smoothly, actually. Like I know I guess in certain cases, you're strangers and you're kind of placed here and you're doing a new project. So it can be a little overwhelming. And for some people in their skill sets, some people are used to working alone and not necessarily a team player. So that could cause friction. But in our case, we did quite fine. We do pretty well with communication. If anything, I think we talk too much, and I think that's what brings us together.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
How's that? So, Cece, I was checking out your Instagram and your art. My daughter just so happened to be walking by it as I was doing this, and she got super pumped because she thought that you were the artist from the new Spideyverse, whatever. Oh my God, that is so crazy to hear. Oh my God, that is like a huge compliment. Love that. She really liked that. I'm trying to see what character it is. It has the mask on. Oh, that's just actually a little self insert of me. Yeah, she liked that one in the, I don't know, it's a close up of someone's face. It's a portrait of O.C. Ari. Oh, one of my original characters for a book idea that I had outside of this, interesting enough. Yeah, I really appreciate that. And it's actually kind of funny. I didn't illustrate anything for this particular project. That's all Christopher and Michaela.
Oh wow.
It's amazing art.
It shows you how stacked our team was for real. That
Yeah, you guys were killing it.
people take back seats on different skills.
hmm So, being artists, can people hire you to do other projects?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and typically, yes. Of course, if they set boundaries or there's some sort of contractual agreement, then yes.
hmm
Do you guys have like a background in graphic design?
Yeah, me personally, I went to a technical high school specifically for graphic design.
I asked that because we have one of those programs at our school for graphic design, the CTE
Oh, that's so
program.
awesome.
It's not this fancy.
No, we are a small school, but they got that, so it's a start.
Yeah. What advice would you have for young artists that would like to get into this?
Draw
Like on paper, or should it be digitally?
everywhere, all the time. Anything you want. Just don't let that small voice be like, oh, I can't do this. I can't draw this. Just draw it. The more you draw, the better you get. The more you understand the things that you're seeing around you, and you can recreate it. This is really a practice makes perfect type of art form.
Mm-hmm.
And then also read comics. If you want to get into comics, you read it because you do gain information as you're seeing how other people are doing it. It's kind of a collaborative in that way where even if you're not specifically talking to people about comics, the more you read, the more you know, the more you draw, the more you grow. Oh, that's a bar.
I do agree with that. To piggyback off of that, when it comes to drawing, I know everyone has different methods, but honestly, you do need to continuously practice and be open to constructive criticism. I think that's a big one as well, because a lot of people are self-taught. So that being said, sometimes when you take classes, maybe it's art class in high school or college, and perhaps especially if you're getting graded on it, or perhaps even in an internship, maybe you created a concept for something and, perhaps they want something to change. You got to be open to that change because for all you know, it can be beneficial on your end as well versus just being stuck in your ways and liking it the way you like it. Just simply limiting yourself. You got to utilize all your resources like books, comics, YouTube videos. There's so much. There's a plethora of resources that you can utilize to get better at art. So honestly, you shouldn't just stop just because you're doubting yourself or comparing yourself to another artist. Because I know that's also difficult as well because you have social media and YouTube and all these other platforms and you see all these other artists and they're really great. So then it kind of burns the flame of determination.
Oh,
I
like
know. What? Anyway. So I honestly think just as long as you're determined and you thoroughly enjoy and you have a passion for it, you should just keep going.
I think I want to echo those sentiments from the writer side. I know personally, and for a lot of people, you feel like you're not a writer or an artist or whatever until, you reach some sort of goal, whatever that goal is in your head to be published or to have your name on the big screen or whatever it is. But you have to get the reps. So if you want to be a writer, you have to write. Even if you feel like you're amazing right now, you're not even anywhere near as good as you're going to be a year from now if you consistently keep doing it. So just definitely whatever it is, especially writing, especially art, but sincerely, whatever it is that you want to pursue, you have to actually go out and do it and get the reps and be bad first. That's okay. Get through it, learn, really honor your craft, and you will grow.
I would like to piggyback off of Will and Crucifer. Read widely, watch widely, look at different genres, nonfiction, fiction, thriller, horror. Do not box yourself into just what you like. because getting that visual library in your head just filled with as much as possible will help you significantly grow a lot quicker than limiting yourself.
Your imagination is able to grow.
Well, I think if you stay in just one area all the time, you don't grow because you're not getting ideas from other things.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
I feel like ideas are also just like recycled in nature, you know. There are no new ideas, they're just new ways and new takes on those ideas.
I know.
Yeah.
It's true, you know. You do kind of have to be in a spot where you're willing to, like Michaela was saying, like, you know, drop your ego and just like listen to feedback. And like there might be one writer that you look at who does something a certain type of way that you really like, but this other person does it a little bit better. And you kind of have like a really good idea. And so if you can combine those things, like that'll work too, you know.
Take inspiration from everywhere.
Really. Nobody's safe.
So do you guys work with Brandon as well?
Sometimes.
I haven't necessarily self plain blog writing, and I do social media management also for Midnight Con.
I'm not too sure if I had the chance to work with Brandon. I probably have in the earlier stage of Midnight Comics, and then once we shifted into the project of writing our short comic, that's when we stopped and just worked within our teams for the most part. How did you guys get started with your teams?
Yeah, it's like I said earlier, they kind of just separated us into teams. And then
Who's they?
so we're in the Midnight Comics internship. So Lloyd and Natasha, who run Midnight Comics, they were like, let's get everybody published by the end of this internship experience. And so they separated 15, was that 15 of us, I think?
Yeah.
Into 3 teams under the prompt of do short little 7-page comic that's a thriller, like thriller vibes. And so they separated us, and then they just let us loose.
So they just gave you a prompt that was thriller, and you all ran with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
How do you guys feel after completing?
I feel very motivated and empowered personally because I did not think I could do something like this. Like, I had ideas, but I didn't think I was the person who could commit to these ideas.
Yeah.
And being in this internship has been a challenge overall personally. But then once we got into making this book, then I had to really push myself. And yeah, this turned out to be a very beautiful project.
So where do you guys go from here? Like, if you're interns, do you plan on working together in the future, or?
We definitely agreed to work with each other in the future. That has already been solidified.
Okay, that's awesome. So there'll be future projects.
Possibly. So, do you guys do this full time or write full time? What's your everyday lives look like?
Yuck. Well, since I broke the silence, my like 9 to 5 life is that of a, what do I do? I don't know. Professional audio-visual person. So I help rich people set up conference calls and meetings, and that's just as exciting as it sounds. But thanks to this and several other opportunities sort of in the creative space, I've started my own, business on top of this, where I help people with writing. So like if they're trying to develop content, if they're trying to brand their own stuff, as well as sound design, because I went to school for audio production.
So that's cool.
Wow. Yeah, that is really cool.
It's a lot of different avenues you can pursue.
Yeah, I know how to do so many things, unfortunately. So I get frozen with like, what's the thing I actually need to be doing? And how do I make the most money doing it? That's the part I haven't mastered yet, but we're getting there.
I squirrel
That sounds
so
like,
much.
Talented and cool.
So do you audio engineer them for like, I know ACX needs a lot of audio engineers.
Based on what exactly it is that they need. But yeah, I was trained more traditionally to be an audio engineer for like recording. So like give me a 10-piece band. I can mic you up. I can make you sound magnificent. Or you just want to rap over a backing track. I got you as well. But that allowed me to branch into like sound design and doing sound for like motion comics and short films and things of that nature.
That's amazing.
But I'm just a little writer here. I'm the only one on our team that does not draw at all. So it's like this is my 5 seconds of sounding like I'm a bigger artist than I've been used to contributing so far.
So do you write the story before you put it in pictures?
Absolutely.
Before you illustrate it?
Yes. It makes the process a lot easier.
So I imagine like us reading a book, right? What we're used to, ladies, like reading those books and then talking about how we envision the book. That's how the pictures are drawn in a comic standpoint, right? Like you read the storyline and then the pictures come to life. You're able to draw them from the words on the paper or computer rather.
Yeah.
Yes? No?
Essentially, yes. It's I guess I don't know if it'd be more technical, but yes, because the writers would come up with a script, and sometimes within the script they'll mention maybe the layout or the background where the characters are more specifically, and if you want to be more precise, then maybe they'll like add, oh, maybe Darnell is looking at such and such at a certain angle, so therefore we know exactly what to draw. Sometimes it's in it's an interpretation, but for the most part, yes, you're correct.
So like a comic is like, I'm going to sound stupid here. Uh, first person talking to each other, whereas when you're reading like a novel or something, you're getting a lot of narration and background description that you wouldn't have in a comic.
Yeah, pretty much. Comic is like if you were there, where like in a novel, they're telling you, oh, the couch was green.
Right.
Yeah, the couch was green, and I went to go sit on this couch next to so and so and such and such. In a comic, I don't need to say all of that because you can see that the couch is green, and I am sitting next to it.
So I guess would
Okay.
it be more third person, so to speak?
Maybe.
I think it's more like I'm just like it could be third person, but you're not really there unless otherwise.
It's like a movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would say too, scripting a comic is kind of similar to scripting a movie as well.
Yes.
Because in like the script process, it'll be like Darnell, like it just says his name, and then this is the line that he says,
Mm-hmm.
and then Darnell moves that like to the left, and like they're walking to the left. Darnell goes to sit on the green couch, like that. It's an action that Darnell, the actor, would be doing, but in this case, he's not an actor; he's drawing. So me or Mimi would then just draw Darnell sitting on the green couch. He doesn't have to go there; he's already in that space.
I'm happy you explained it because I felt like when I was explaining it, it's going to become more confusing.
So it is like a script, how we know of a script.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm learning all kinds of things tonight. Thanks, guys.
So tell us about future projects if you have any, together or separately.
As far as together, we went as far as sort of making our own Discord server, and it's one of the places that we gap too much. But in an effort to be productive, we do have a sort of like future story ideas, and it feels like every once in a while we're just like, hey guys, what if blah 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 happens? And we all sort of like, think about it. And so that area is shortly going to be filling up with, our future projects and things that we're into, but we have nothing, no hard next idea just yet as a collective.
Do you guys think that I know that my children, they came up with like graphic novels. They came home a lot of times with graphic novels. Do you think that there's an uptick in the comic industry? Because I don't even think I'd heard of graphic novels before they brought them home. And I feel like they're around now everywhere. And like they've an uptick, like texting has kind of taken over the letter writing.
Okay.
I
can see
would
that.
say, yeah, I would say that, especially due to COVID, comics have become more popular, especially web comics that are so easy to read because it's just scrollable on your phone or iPad, like everything else we scroll on.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Oh, I have an idea. You guys can make an app, a coloring book app, comic book coloring book app. Does that make sense? That would be fun.
It makes perfect sense. It really is a good idea.
I love that.
So what started your guys' love for art or writing? I'll go first. So in my case, because I am not a writer, I like art. I'm getting into reading. Unfortunately, school has ruined that for me because they force you to read the stuff that you don't care about.
Right.
So when you are out of school, you have the freedom. You got to break out of that mold, and then you have the freedom to just read whatever you want. So that's where I'm at. But when it comes to art, I think it just came from cartoons and also watching anime and being and playing video games. And that's what made me interested in art because I saw what was on my screen or in these games, and I essentially wanted to become what I wanted to create something that people can enjoy for generations to come, essentially. So I started drawing when I was in an elementary school because I saw this one girl do it and I was like, I want to do it. And that's what happened.
That's all it takes sometimes.
Yep.
Watching different things growing up. I remember when I was younger, I had like read Full Metal Alchemist for the first time. And it had an anime at that point already too, but the person who created it was a woman, and I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
women can draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I say that because it was so popular in the like late 90s, early 2000s, where it was like kind of like a boys club, like all of the popular manga or like Dragon Ball, like that, written by a guy, and that's one of the most popular ever. Of course, like everybody likes Naruto, and that's a man. I love One Piece, a man. That's nothing against men and stuff like that, but there wasn't something at the time, at least for what I was watching, that was being created by like a woman, but it felt so like timeless at that time. It felt so open to anything because Fullmetal Alchemist is a story about two boys, two brothers who are trying to bring their mom back to the path, but they're trying to use like alchemy, like a kind of sciencey based magic, at least in their world. And it was so interesting because it was like a woman writing a story about like brotherhood and growing up, like things that were definitely not, I didn't really feel like I felt that essence from anywhere. And so after reading that, I was like, yeah, me too. I'm gonna draw too. I'm gonna make a series,
So do you think that that's like an overarching goal, the impact that you might have on the youth going forward?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I guess I'll go next. Actually, very similar to Michaela. When I was in elementary school, there's this boy who he used to always inspire me so much. And he played basketball. I wanted to play basketball too. One day he drew, and I'm like, oh, now I gotta draw. But what made me really want to dive into fiction, it actually was around middle school when I don't know why, but I was just rewatching Fantastic Mr. Fox, one of my favorite movies. And I always think about when the main character, the movie opens up and he's like, honey, I feel like we live in a hole. And she was like, we do live in a hole. And she was like, and he's like, that makes me feel poor. And then she's like, yeah, we are poor. And then he makes her coffee and the movie continues. And I realized I kind of feel like I lived in a hole too. I grew up kind of rough. My family was low income, but what I had were books. I stayed reading novels. I read lots of manga, especially Pokemon. That was one of my things. I was obsessed with Pokemon. Love to read the manga, the book, everything, the games especially. And then that's when I started writing. My first little time writing like in front of people was on Wattpad. But then I grew out of that. We don't talk about the Wattpad phase. That was embarrassing.
I think everybody had one of those.
I still cringe. Oh my God. But then I got into blog writing and I graduated high school and I'm like, oh, what am I going to do with my life? And then that's when like, I'm going to get into comics. I'm going to write. I'm going to draw. But I got to go really hard on not just both of these skills, but also being able to get a really good story heard by all the people who need to hear it. And then that had me transition into social media as well.
And I think for me, sorry, I'm being attacked by a golden doodle. Attack. I think for me, have kind of always been some level of a creative, and just I sort of take turns with what the focus is. Like I know I started writing at like 6, making my own stories, and then at some point that turned into like, oh, now I do drama and song and whatnot, and that morphed into dancing in college. And when I started college, my major was creative writing and journalism. So I somehow cycled all the way back around into writing. And yeah, no, I know at some point my wife like challenged me. She was like, I see that you're working hard and you're making money and that's great, but you look sad. So like, what do you actually want to do with your life? And I was like, I don't know. No one's ever asked me to do that before, but I sort of landed at like something creative. And why don't I just try and push the boundaries of everything I can do in any direction? And again, that circled back into writing. I got into screenwriting, started taking some classes in that, and got heavy into blog writing. And, now we're here.
How long does it take to finish a comic?
Yes, that's a great question.
That's a loaded question, actually.
Maybe I'll think about it from the art side of it. Once we get the script done, I feel like that's where we spent probably the most time. But from the art side of it, it took a while to get this one going, whether it was because of like burnout or, I have a day job. I know Michaela has a day job, doing our regular stuff. It can be a lot because there's a lot of edits that we had to make too. Like, is this the right character design? Is this the right placement? And also, like, as we're doing the art, once we're getting parts of the script and going back to edit it, we're like coming up with sketch ideas to be like, is this what you mean when you say that? Like, again, I think I'm just really thinking about this green couch. But, again, like, so the couch is green, like, but is it this type of couch? Like, what type of couch is it? So I think it was a lot of push and pull on the art side where every time we do one thing, we have to kind of double back and make sure it's the right thing, the right choice for the story.
That makes sense.
time frame is a loaded question, but like it was all used well in the months that we were working on it.
Did you all have a deadline?
We did, but did it exist anymore? Not really.
I feel like it'd be hard to rush that type of creativity.
Luckily, Lloyd and Tasha were very understanding, and we told them this is where we're at, and we would have like meetings and we told them about our progress that we were making. They would push back the deadline, so it wasn't too bad.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like checking in with where you're at. And
Yeah, I think to just do a bit on them real quick. Lloyd and Natasha, Midnight Comics, what are they? The largest family-owned independent comic in Atlanta or all of Georgia. So it's it's no small feat that they're doing, taking on all these interns and then even giving us the opportunity of like, hey, do you want to do something? So not like they're like risking their livelihood on us or anything like that. I don't want to make it sound too dramatic, but this is what they do for a living. Like this is how they feed their family. So they know what they're doing. They know what they're talking about. And they were super gracious with their time and patient with us and just being open to making sure that we're making the best possible thing we can make.
Mm-hmm.
it's really an amazing thing you guys got into then.
Yeah. Means a lot when you have a good support system.
Yeah. And that kind of guidance.
The cover for this is amazing. What did you want to stand out to fans, or what do you hope that they took away from this cover?
I feel like every time we talk about the cover, I can't help but like kind of laugh. A good laugh for sure. But cause yeah, the cover's got it all. It's got trains, it's got frogs, it's got mountains. Yeah, I hope people can look at it and be like, that looks fun. That looks kind of spooky. Why is there a frog?
Is it like little snippets of everything that they saw on their journey?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
Definitely, reading when you get a chance to read it, they do
Yeah.
go this kind of mountain. They do board a train. A lot of phone actions from this guy, Evan, who has the phone on the cover. Yeah, I tried to make sure that everything that the cover was really representative of what we had going on, down to like the littlest detail. Like they're all highlighted in yellow, and our comic is black and white with yellow accents. So yeah.
I don't
What?
know if I've said this in like our group before, but like my favorite part of the cover is like that light in that like lower left that like inverts the colors of everything else.
Yes,
like,
I love that too.
Culture.
I remember first seeing this, I was like, oh, we're better than everyone. Like I don't like I just felt it very deeply rooted. I was like, oh, somebody's a genius. This is amazing.
I definitely say thanks Keandre for show, because he's not here, but he did do the original sketch of it. Well, man, we do everything as a team. Hold on, let me back this whole thing up, because I think it was Cece that was like, let's reference the cover of that manga Leviathan.
Yes, I
Yes,
remember that.
Keandre did a drawing, kind of representative of that same type of visage, and I was like, oh, put some train tracks on that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely, everything we do is as a unit for sure.
Yeah, I feel every time that you look at it, something different stands out.
Yeah, it's definitely probably one of my favorite images of the year. I'm not gonna lie, it just looks really good. Every time I look back at it, I'm like, wow, that's us.
Was there any elements in the cover or any of the comic that took longer than you expected?
Not specifically the cover. I think again the art was pretty straightforward after we settled on our story.
It was really the idea phase that was hard on us for a while, because we had a lot of ideas. Because Thriller That can
That's
mean
an
anything. Yeah.
True. Yeah.
I also think part of the challenge was the initial idea that Lloyd and Natasha had was this was going to be one book between the three teams was sort of almost like an anthology situation where we're all telling our individual stories, but there's just one book. But then as things sort of played out, it was like, no, this actually is three different books. So everyone got more leeway. Some of us took more advantage of that than others. Not going to say any names, but we sort of had a page count we were supposed to stick to, and we had to take all our a million ideas and then squeeze them down into this page count to the best of our ability.
I think an analogy between three teams would have been difficult.
Extremely.
You would have had to have like maybe a more specific prompt or something.
I think the difficulty would have came in because there's so many different ideas and that's so many people. So it's how do you agree upon one idea and just go from there?
It's so different too because there's what Latchkey is a superhero story, Into the Abyss is a detective story,
Mm-hmm.
and then we got some stupid kids on a stupid train. Affectionately put.
Okay, so Into the Abyss is part of this too.
Yeah. I didn't realize that.
Well, it was one of the three that would have been the anthology
Mm-hmm.
vibes.
Yeah, if you're looking at the Kickstarter, it shows all three projects. You do have the ability to donate under a specific project if you only want a specific book, and they do have bundles where you can either digitally or physically have all three.
The Kickstarter on Midnight Comics. Yeah, never mind. It is. I haven't saw the Latchkey cover. That's cool. So what is the best way for fans to support you right now? Share the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Days left. Pick up a book.
I mean, and that's impressive. It's been live for what, 24 days? And you guys reached your goal. That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
If you get our comic, you can also get merch.
Mm.
Just wanted to drop that tidbit in there.
We do like merch, so.
Yeah, we all love merch.
Get some stickers. There's a poster, a little froggy pin.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I'm glad my daughter can't hear you right now because she'd be like,
I was already thinking about getting it for the kids at school because a lot of them, they love the comics.
yeah. Okay, so for everybody that's listening, there's different price points and there's all kinds of different goodies that you can get. So if you go to kickstarter.com/project//midnight comics, you can find their Kickstarter and support them.
I'll also say you can also go into my profile. There's a link in the bio for Crucifer. There's also a link in her bio if you want to go to the Kickstarter, if it's easier that way as well. I think there's a link in everyone's bio, actually.
So,
I think
Okay.
so.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. Why don't you guys tell everybody where they can find you if there's any projects you want to talk about? You can find me on everything at rt.vibe, YouTube, Spotify, I have my own podcast, Instagram, TikTok, all of that.
you can find me everywhere you can find a high Lucifer.
I love that name.
Yeah. So that's mostly Instagram is where I tend to hang out, but I am in other places. I have an Etsy store with stickers, which again, link my bio. Yeah. Sure.
You can just follow me on Mimi_stencils on Instagram. That's really where I'm active. The other page is more so me cosplaying. But I don't know how I feel about cosplaying yet, so I'm not launching that officially yet. So just follow me at Mimi_stencils.
And you can follow me at Lore the Culture everywhere that is followable. And again, as far as individual support, if you are in the market for some sound design, audio production, or written content help, you can go to loretheculture.com and drop me a line and we can get that going.
Can people reach you guys on Instagram, or would you rather them reach out on emails? I respond quite quickly on Instagram, so I say talk to me on Instagram, and then we can take it from there if we want to share email.
Agreed.
Yeah, I am a doom scrolling gremlin, so I will be on the Instagram more than anything. So definitely can hit me
You
up.
just described myself.
Well, you guys are amazing. We appreciate you coming on. I will post a video with the link later, and you whoever's listening, go follow all of them. I'll tag everybody in the video.
Yeah, and thanks for introducing me to this crazy, wild, awesome world. I love it.
Thank you so much for having us.
Agreed. Thank you so much.
One of my favorite interviews so far, I think. Our
Nice to
podcast.
meet you guys. Yeah.
It was definitely different, and it's the best way. Like, it was different for us.
Yeah, learned a lot of things.
I mean, we started out the interview with saying, get out of your box, get out of the
We
box,
did.
and do things differently. So thanks, guys.
Thank you.
We appreciate you for having us on your platform. I enjoy talking to you guys.
Yeah, anytime. If you guys want to hang out again, just holler at one of us.
Yeah.
We're pretty available. Possible book review in the future? Question mark?
Ooh, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Oh,
Yes.
definitely.
Well, thank you guys. It's been so much fun. Have a good evening.
You too.
You as well.
So,
Bye,
take care.
guys.
Bye.